let's say you're doing more of a leadership program for your existing employees, are you saying that at the end of that training, there needs to be some kind of wage increase for people who complete it?
Yeah, which is exactly why leadership is not a good type of a training to do.
Right.
Because not many companies are going to commit to a wage increase after leadership.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
So,
when we look at leadership training, and we're going to head to the lead-in into the next part, which is looking kind of at the training requirements. When we get to this point, I like to point out that there are some things that we like better than others, and some things we don't like at all. And one of the things that it's a little harder to say yes all the time is that leadership component. We won't say we won't fund it because we have funded it in certain projects, but we like to see it when it's a component of a larger project. So maybe you're hiring 100 new line people, putting in a new line. Most of the project is doing technical training to get those 100 new hires up to speed. But we also recognize that to make that happen, you may need to train 10 to 20 new supervisors from the people already online that at least know how to run the line, but don't know how to be the supervisors. So that could be a component of allowing for this larger scale training project. That we have funded. When someone comes in and says, I want to do leadership for all my employees, that hasn't gotten funded. Things where it's worked in as a component and there's something underneath that ties it to larger, wider skills gaps, because every company in the state would like more leadership, a little more communication, a little more some of those types of things. The same goes for some of the things like Microsoft Office and QuickBooks and Salesforce and some of these types of pretty standard training that's out there that's available for everyone. First aid is another. We don't want to just fund first aid projects. You know, it's great for everyone to know first aid. We have funded it, however, when it's an unemployed to employed project, that having that first aid safety component was necessary before they could even start the I'm going to run power equipment component. So if it makes true business sense, becomes a critical need that can't be filled other ways, as part of a larger project, we will fund some of those things, but we don't want to see them as standalone components as the only part of the training project.
However, like a leadership or supervisory management project that's part of a business expansion or a
Yep.
planned business
Yep.
expansion,
Exactly. Yep, that's just what I was saying. If you're expanding, you're hiring, you're putting in a brand new line, you're opening a new plant, any of those types of things, it very much could be.
right. What if it's more growth, not necessarily, we're doing an immense amount of promotion from within.
That's the other component where we've got a lot of companies facing a lot of impending retirement and that rollover of, here's our real management. A program that was really designed to how do we get this group quickly to here, because 2-3 years, we're going to have, all of our middle upper management is going to go. That's where, there's a real demand skill. Everybody could use a little upskilling in Excel. Everybody could